Voice of Backgammon, and we're live streaming from Chicago. Just want to check my desktop audio over here to make sure all the settings are okay. But we're starting the game, and we've started opening up with a people are, trying to get their home board in shape over here, but we're going live. I just want to be sure we have the sound happening here. My worry is that, let's see, we're not pulling in the microphone. All right. Let's take a look here. Blot City, as we're looking at this board. Are there enough blots? 9 blots plus a man on the bar. This is amazing. This is modern backgammon now. I gotta find these settings. Make sure we're streaming right. So we are good. All right. Akiko is red. Stick, playing for the USA, is white. And it's hard to tell where the home board is over here. Stick is on the bar with white. Stick's home board, USA's home board, is in the upper left-hand corner. In case you didn't know, this is the epitome of a back game. And this is a impossible position really to determine who is actually winning in a position like this. I mean, these positions are those that even experts struggle with. Larry Schiller, voice of backgammon, broadcasting live from Chicago at the Holiday Inn in Rosemont. And we have Team USA versus Team Japan. Akiko at the bottom leading the Japanese team. She's laughing. They're having a good time because so Stick, Rice. And the game is over. The game is over. Unless this was just a practice match. No. Let's see. What? They were laughing. I think they just did this for fun. This was not the real match. All right. They had us fooled. That is great.
Whitehead, no.
That's hysterical. So they were just clowning around doing a little practice game. Apparently, just to tease the audience. Love that. That is really funny. All right, so we're getting ready. This is the U.S.-Japan finals in Chicago. Huh. And we might actually soon be ready to start.
You keep bumping your board.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try to adjust that on the fly. All right, we've got Lynda Clay starting for the U.S. on the top, and she's getting up. Is she going to let Stick take the seat? We're going to see who's going to start for the United States. This is an interesting event, right? This is a 3-person team versus a 3-person team. There are 10 players on the U.S. team and 10 players on the Japanese team, and they're having a tournament here in Chicago at the 38th Chicago Open to determine which country can field the better players. At least for this match. Now, they were playing most of the day yesterday to determine who was going to be playing in the finals and what the parameters of those finals might be. So here you'll notice this is the first game, and you might wonder why is the score 3-0 in favor of the United States. So there is a reason for that. And the reason is that the USA, in all its preliminary matches, did quite well against the Japanese. In fact, out of 6 different events, the USA won 5 and tied for the 6th. So the USA is really ahead 5.5 to 1/2. Oh, they're practicing bluff gammon. Stick Rice is demonstrating a particular new type of game that's been gaining popularity. At any rate, back to how we got to the score. So based on the fact the USA had a better performance, they get an advantage in the finals. And this is what really counts here. There's 3 teams playing, U.S. teams playing 3 Japanese teams. So there's 3 matches. This is one of 3 matches that's taking place. All right, they're shaking hands and we're ready to go. And Lynda Clay is starting it off for the U.S. and Akiko is starting it off for Japan. And here we go. We're going to have the first roll. They are moving the board. So let's go ahead and see if we can keep up with them on that. We have an opening 3-1 for Lynda. Huge advantage for the USA to start off this match.
There you go.
Huh. All right, we have a pause in the action for some reason. Oh, they're setting the clock. All right. And the way the clock, let's just talk about that briefly, how the clock is set up. So the clock, because it's a match to 15, they have, well, usually it's 2 minutes. It would be 30 minutes, but it's set at 40-30, which is, assuming it's a match to 27, they'd get 90 seconds. That's how it's been set up. I overheard Rory Pascar, the director, talking about this. 6-5 for Lynda, and she's looking at running. She has not picked up her dice yet, but the clock is running on her time. So now she hits the clock. There's an 18-second delay, and Akiko rolls a 6-4, so she can bring a 6 out and a 4 down. She can make the 2-point, but she's going to make start building her outer board. She's got 11 men in the zone, which is nice. And Lynda rolls a 5-2, so she cannot hit. She's going to play the 5 down and play the 2 up. What else is there to do? You don't want to expose another checker right now. She rolled that 6-5, so she's ahead in the race. There's a 6-2, which lets Akiko firm that up, and she's going to play safe. So we're at a fairly standard holding game where White's got to get 1 checker out. And White can't move the back checker, so it looks like the 2-point, 13-2. Lynda makes the only reasonable play there. 6 is forced, actually, on that play. 2-1 for Akiko. She's going to hit because she can't play safe. So she might as well hit in case white doesn't hit back, and there's 22 numbers that do that. Oh my gosh, she rolled 6 double sixes from the bar. It's an opportunity to press pause and think, hey, do we have a double here? Don't think you're the only person in the world who's rolled double sixes from the bar when your opponent has a 1-point board. But Akiko is deciding not to double. She's got a 5-4. She can cover with a 5. But where is the 4? She'll probably play down from the midpoint to expose the 1 and just leave 7 numbers for white to hit. Double 1s, 2-1, 4-1, and 5-1 are the numbers that hit. She does not roll one of those. It's a 5-4. She'll probably come in on the 5 and cover up the 4. So she's got a 3-point board, which is white now is a better board. USA is a better board than Japan. But Akiko's in pretty good shape. She's got some attacking numbers. She's got safety numbers, and she'll just probably play safe. She could pick and pass. She could, do a number of things. But right now, she's, we haven't done a pip count, but it looks like she's ahead in the race. So why not just play? Oh, but there's Lynda rolls double sixes. It's a 4. It is almost a forced play. It's the only real way to play it, and she's way ahead now. And now white should pause and probably double this game. Let's take a look at the pip count. We've 52 and 16 is 68, and 22 is 86, and 8 is 94. And so 94, John, can you remember 94? John Perner's here with me. And then we've got 18 is 36, and 18 is 54. And 6 is 60, and 42 is 102, 112, and 618. So red is behind by how much? What did I say? Did I say 112 or 118? 100, whatever. 116. It's a double because they're up by more than 12%. And that's the general rule here. If you're in a hold'em game and there's contact and you have more than a 12% lead, 12% or more, oh, she rolled a dice. She didn't double. Then it's a double. And 12% here is 12 pips. So they're up by more than 12 pips. They're up by, I don't know, it's like 18%, 20% in the race. Huge advantage. The only reason they're not is because of the contact. But, it's likely that, what did she roll? She rolled a 4-2. Why not just play safe in the home board? Leave those 2 checkers there and play 5-1. And no, it's 6-4. 6-4 and 5-1. She's not seeing it. Yes, she sees it. She makes the play. So this is what's so important. You might think, why am I leaving 3 blots on my home board? So the reason is because your game plan is not to trap the opponent, get him on the bar, and keep him. Your game plan is to win in the race. And right now, your game plan is to roll doubles, not double sixes, but any of the other doubles. And you have a 1 out of 7 chance approximately of doing that. And so you want to maximize the number of rolls. Like you'd like to get 7 rolls to be able to roll those doubles to get yourself to safety. So Akiko, making light of the situation, thinking she's going to get a shot and hit it. She rolled double 1s. She, on the other hand, wants to make her home board. So she's gone ahead and made her 4-point. Can Lynda roll doubles? 6-4. Dice count, by the way, when they land. Lynda immediately has the idea. Now she's ready for bear off too, right? With a man everywhere. 6-1. Probably play 8-7. Oh, she knows she's playing 9-8. Oh, now she plays 8-7. Just gives her a lot more coverage and ability. White's not leaving a shot next time no matter what, so no sense to worry about leaving a blot at this point. And besides, who cares? Let's say red leaves a shot, white hits it, and red's on the bar, or white leaves a shot, red hits it, and now white's on the bar and actually hits red's blot. Red's happy about that. White's got 4 blots in her home board. So this is not a huge risk. All right, now finally they're thinking about the double. And you see the clock running on Petko's team. So Lynda's thinking carefully about the doubles. They're way up in the race. They're probably doing a pip count now. And the odds, what are the odds? They might get hit. They might leave a shot and get hit. But say it's a 50% chance that they leave a shot. Then they got to hit it, which is a 1/3 chance. So it's really only about a 17% chance for red to win this game based on hitting. And then there's probably another maybe 10 or 12% chance for them to win in the race, even though they're far behind. So what's a take? It's clearly a take. And Akiko doesn't waste any time in taking it because she's got, 28, 20. And she's bringing on. She's Akiko, world-class, world champion player, Akiko. Lynda rolls a 4-2. No, but it's not legit. One of the dice fell off the board. Akiko's smiling. She's pretty happy with this position. She's happy to have the cube. 6-1. There's only one way to play it, not to leave a shot. So Lynda just makes the 13-6 play. And now Akiko rolls double 5. So look at this. She's got a big decision to make. She can now start hustling out. She's going to take a look and see what the race situation is. Does she want to move all those 4 checkers in? This is really interesting. So let's do the quick pip count. Let's look at white first. 6, 12, 13, and 8 is 21 is 42, and 18 is 60, and there's 72, 73, and 81 for white. John, can you remember 81 for me? Thank you. John Perner is our memory expert. And, oh, look at this interesting play. So Akiko, fascinating. Anyway, let's do the pip count for them. So it's 42 minus 4 is 38, and we've got 4 times 8 is 70 plus 1, 71, and 18 is 89.
81.
And so they're clearly ahead in the race then, unless I'm really messing this up. So if they run, they'll be up by 12 pips. So why isn't she just running? Let's just see if that makes sense. I mean, she feels like she's likely to get a shot. She could also play 6-1. I don't think that could be right. Does she want to move all 4 checkers in? I'm not sure what she's looking at. She wants to maximize her game plan here. She's looking at leaving that blot on the midpoint because she'll get at least 20 numbers to hit if she gets hit and one of the numbers gets covered, unless Lynda rolls doubles. So she's thinking, hey, I can just leave blots all over the place. Lynda can't hit them, and I get the maximum coverage. Now, the only problem with this strategy, if she rolls double 1s, she's gonna make a 5-point board with double 1s. So that's the only roll. Lynda, she can do it. Can she roll double 1s? Woo! Double 3s ain't bad either. Double 4s, she's very happy with that. She's cleared, no issue. Still blocking red a little bit, but red's in trouble now. A double red rolls the double 1s. How painful! Oh, Akiko would have liked a big number here. Not that she would have been running anyway, but she's preparing for the bear off. All right, Lynda doesn't care about a 1. She doesn't want a 1. She rolls a 4-3. She brings her men in. She's way ahead in the race now because she traded double 4s for double 5s and only lost 4 pips on that exchange. All right, there's 6-1 for Akiko. And that is, that is 2.7 is the rule. So she can move 4 apart, that's 1.3. Or she can move 2 apart, which is 0.7. So she could also play 6-5. 6-5 might be right. Wow. But I think that might be right. It's really going to be close. So there's a 2.7 rule. See how those checkers are 2 apart? So that's 0.7 away from 2.7. If the checkers were 4 apart, that would have been 1.3 away, which is too much. And it's just a useful rule when you're trying to bear off or bear in. All right, so Akiko rolls a 4-1. She, has a nicer distribution by bearing into the 5-point, and she's in trouble. And Lynda bears off those stack-heavy points. So she's in good shape. And Akiko needs a big number here. 5-1, doesn't even get a checker off.
Unknown caller.
But she will be getting that checker off. And because she's got blots, checkers on every point. But it looks like USA is going to take 2 points in this first game, unless Akiko can have a miracle here. Lynda's got 9 checkers left, and that's 4 less than what Akiko's got. And now it's 7. So Akiko really has her work cut out for her. She'll need at least 3 sets of doubles to pull this game out. And that wasn't one of them. She's running out of time. We've seen people win from this position, though. So it's not over till it's over. Lynda takes 1 off. She's got 6 checkers. And that's 5 more less than Akiko. Akiko did have one of those 6s there. But not quite enough. And here she goes with 6-4 again, which is a great roll. It's 2 pips better than the average roll, but it's just not going to be enough to take care of Lynda unless she rolls really poorly. Of course, a 4-3 is not her best roll because she can't take a checker off, but she can move down, fill a couple of holes in her board. She still has 6 checkers left, which is three less than Akiko. Akiko keeps rolling those 6s. You know, Akiko can roll 2 sets here, or just 1 set actually, and possibly win. That hurt for Lynda, because now she's off in 3, and it looks like a 5-3 for Akiko. You know, Akiko's in this as long as she doesn't roll a 1 next time. If she rolls a 1, it's going to be really. Actually, she can't win if she rolls a 1 next time. She's got to take 2 checkers off, or she won't have a chance. So if you see her roll a 1, double 1s is even double 1s. Any 1 is no good for her. So the game will end. You'll see her stop playing if she rolls any 1. Otherwise, she'll pause a little bit on double 1s probably. So she's saying 3-2. I'll take the minimum roll that I need. No problem. She's 5-3 is fine. So there's still a shot here. She can roll double 5. So Lynda has to roll a non-doubles, which she doesn't do. So does not give Akiko the chance to roll 5s or 6s. And Lynda takes care of business. And Akiko still has well, I think the smile is gone from her face now. Oh, though it's back. Akiko is indefatigable, however you pronounce that word. She is.
They must have been playing before, because now the score is 5-0.
No, she just lost the 2-cube. Oh, well, the match started with the USA ahead 3-0.
Right.
And it started that way because they had won the preliminary matches previously to give them this advantage in the finals.
Oh, so they got
3 points.
3 points.
Yes. So Japan was right, because they didn't win as many matches. All right, 1-6. Question is, what do you do with the 6 here? Do you come out to the bar, or do you try to make your 5 points? So this is a pretty classic prime versus prime game, and I think Stick is telling her to come out to the bar. And Akiko is doubling, because now, all right, this is really great backgammon strategy. You know, in a money game, it's probably not a double. Might be, actually. White's in big trouble. White has a blot on the bar. White's got the blot in the outfield. Red has 2 points and is threatening. And this is tough. It's a very gammon-y type of situation. And Red needs a gammon. And now they'll get a double gammon. If they win a double gammon, the score is 5-4, because the gammon's worth 2 points. The cube's a 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So that would put Red right back in this match. But right now, they're 15 points away from winning, and White's only 10 points away from winning. And that's a huge advantage for White. They're probably a 75-80% favorite to win this match. 4-3 for Red. So there's a couple of choices. You could make the 3-point, but Akiko pretty quickly just, hems in White by blocking 6s, which seems like a smart play. There's a 5-2 for Lynda. She just can't make anything happen. She could hit 2 checkers and really try to change things up. She could play off the 6-point and try to hit 2 checkers here, because that will at least pause Red. She's got the 1 point. It's looking gammony already, so you're probably not giving up a lot. And she's looking at the play. Yeah, so they're looking at that play to hit 2 checkers. To see if that's what they want to do. Now they're thinking twice about it. They can play the 5 down, or the 5 to the 6-point. And that's an okay play too. But she's stripping her midpoint, which is not okay. So look, she's got 15 checkers in the zone, right? She's got 2 back in the 1 point. There's 3 on the midpoint for White, for Lynda Clay, Team USA, and so. You can basically, I think that's Stick leaning in and them, giving some pointers to Lynda about what's going on. It'd be nice to be able to get the audio from that, actually, if we can find a way to do that. So, because we might be hearing some conversation from them. But that's what they're looking at here, is what do they want to do with that 5? What are the risks? Hitting 1 checker is enough of a tempo. It's called a tempo play in backgammon. So you deny a player their full roll. And so they're looking back at the beginning on everything now. You could also hit in the 1 point, and play 13 or 11. But this gaining a tempo, look at all the great rolls for red. And see, this is great. They're looking at coming up with a 2 and hitting with a 5. That is awesome. You know, that seems pretty smart. They're gaining the tempo and they're trying to get an advanced anchor in red's board. This makes a lot of sense. And it's probably a better play than hitting 2 checkers. So this is called a tempo play. You knock your opponent off balance to try to gain an advantage and keep your opponent from playing her for full roll. Here, if you look, red, if red wasn't hit, any combination of 1s, 3s, and 6s is awesome because red is going to make her 5 point. Double 6s doesn't, but any other number, and so that means 8 numbers in total. Also double 4s, so you come back to 9 numbers. Makes the 5 point, which would make a 5 point prime, which is basically game over. Red's going to win this game in a heartbeat. So the only danger with coming up with that 2 is it's pretty gammony. But since you're building a tempo, only 1, 3, 1, 5, really, maybe 1, 4 are going to hit 2 checkers. Maybe 1, 6. Which is somewhat of a risk. But it would put a hole in red's board not having the 5 point. So what's important here? You know, that's what they're thinking about. And they're taking a lot of time on this because this is a critical play. And you'll see great players take their time on swing plays. And this is a swing play. And you know, the first play that came to mind here was, you know, yeah, hit 2 checkers. But now, let's put that red checker back. Now, they're just looking at all these different alternatives. And they're deciding to go with the least, well, it's not the least probable of getting hit, but it's least risky, I would say. And a 4-6, you know, just come on out with that checker. It is a race. Let's get in there, get more ammunition. 3-1 does hit, and you want to hit that checker. No question, it's a great roll. 5-4 probably would have been pretty good too. All right, so red's on the bar, coming into white's tough home board over there. Miraculously gets in, makes the 5 point. So really, red's in great shape here. 6-2 for white. Oh, this is tricky. Lynda just jumps to make the 4 point, but it may be worthwhile to play the 6 and the 2 out. In general, it's wrong to have 3 checkers stacked on the opponent's 1 point. If you do, you want to. If you can move one of them, you want to. Oh, what a great roll for Team Japan! Akiko makes her 5 point. This is going to be really tough for Lynda. It kind of changes the game plan a little bit here. Boy, this is going to be tough. And Lynda wanted to roll a 2, and she wasn't able to do it. So she's just going to start leaving blots of the man in her home board. Because she doesn't want to leave any of the shots. There is the ability to try to get a checker out, and that looks like the right play because, you know, you do want to make the advanced anchor. But red has some work to do, and, you know, white could block red's 6s. You know, that would block 1s, 3s, and 6s, and 1 out of 4 rolls, red's not going to, you know, roll something besides a 1, 3, or a 6. And it's been have you ever stayed off a 3-point board from the bar? That's blocking red right now. If red doesn't hit and white can cover. So I like it. You know, it's you got to have some kind of game plan. Of course, red does hit. And this is interesting. You know, what do you do with the 4? Do you come out with both checkers? I think you come out with both checkers. Like you hit. And also come out you break the 20 point with both checkers. So the reason that I'm thinking that might be the right play, of course, whenever I think it's the right play, it turns out not to be. But I'll give you my flawed reasoning on this, which is that if white, first of all, it does reduce the chances of white hitting from a certain standpoint of any 3, 5, or 6, white is not hitting. So right off the bat on, you know, 75% of the rolls, you know, there's no hit. But the other thing is, oh, so she's thinking about bringing the checker down. That would minimize the probability of being hit. So she's looking now at just maximizing coverage. I was thinking about just bringing the checkers in, but she wants to get more checkers back. So she's saying, yeah, come on in with like a 3-4 or something. Double 2s for Lynda. That is a nice roll. Joker roll. Now, if you made my play, you'd have 2 checkers on the bar of red. Oh, what happened? They said
it's
it's
an illegal roll. She rolled into the checker wall.
Oh, so she had to play double ones. Tough break. If you're not going to roll double twos, by all means, roll double ones. There's one. That was a nice roll. No question. Yeah, that, she's not coming up to the edge of the prime, but she now has a chance to PvP this thing out. That means prime versus prime. And let's see what Akiko can run. Can she roll the 4? She wants a 4. She doesn't want that to happen to her. And she rolls the 4. It's a 4-6. I don't know why she's not coming out, but she could bring a checker into attack. What's your game plan again here? Is it to bring your checkers around? And timing is really the number one consideration here. Some players just have this vision of how the game is going to, proceed. They have this magical way of understanding where the game is going to be. And that magic really would be helpful here because, where's this game going? She's looking at taking a checker out. This maximizes the probability of getting a 6-point prime, which will maximize the time Akiko has versus Lynda. And so it looks like she's going to make this play. She's putting something into her phone. I guess, is she listening to music? I can't tell. No, that's her hair, not an earbud. So I don't know. So what do you do here? This would minimize the hits, give five numbers that hit, and not that you care that much. She's now leaving it back there, thinking about bringing a checker in. Now this game plan is, I want to attack. If I can make the 2-point, she doesn't, with a 5-3 or a 6-3, I want to do that. So that's the decision that she's made, is to play that type of game plan. And there's double 4s for Lynda. She can't come in on the board. See, that's 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 times she's going to stay out. Now there's a 5-4. Boy, she'll probably bring the 4 and 10 to 6, given that she wants this game plan, and then come out with a 5. So it seems like the recommended play. She could slot the back of the prime. 5-6 Lynda can't come in. If Akiko can't point on her, this could work to her advantage. Oh, double 1. She's gonna hit, and put a second checker on the bar. And she doesn't even think twice about this. This was not an easy play. I mean, she could have just moved 2 checkers over. Lynda comes in with 3-1. She straddles Akiko's blot. All right, 3-2. Let's see what we got here. Can Lynda come in? Lynda makes a nice roll. She puts 2 checkers on the bar. This could be risky. She has a chance to get out. Stranger things have happened. Akiko comes in with both checkers. 16 out of 36 chance of that happening. Lynda, 4-3. She could hit 2. Maybe you hit 1 and bring another one in. Hitting 2 is, that seems like the right play. She's doing that. If you leave a checker on the 1 point, how are you going to fill it up? 1-6, easy play. Lynda could use double 1s right now. No question. That's the play. 4-3, not her greatest roll. Oof, she could make the 1 point. And then hope to roll 1s and 2s and 6s. She's going to stick to the strategy of making the prime. Can't argue with that. This is the long-term strategy. If you make the 1 point, you just made the 1 point. I mean, you own that the rest of the game, until bear off. So you got to be real careful before you make the 1 point. And she's sort of got a quasi back game going here. Lynda can't quite, a little schizophrenic here with this game plan. 6-2. So do you hit on the 2 point? Oh, that's Lynda's play. So she rolled her 2. She can come out with a 6. The 6 it's a forced play. That 6 is forced. And so she's got to decide what to do with the 2. That's why she did it so quickly. And maybe you play 5-3. Or maybe you come up to the edge of the prime. I don't know, maybe you come up to the edge of the prime. She's going to hit 2 checkers, though, with 4s, 5s, or 6s, probably, and any 1 or a 4. It's tough, risky, but how else can you win this game? If you're not up at the edge of that prime, you're in trouble. I don't think they're going to do it, though. I see the clock coming down, 33-21, 33-20. And Team USA's used more time than Japan so far. They've used about 7 minutes on the clock. Japan's used about 4.5 minutes on the clock. So it's fairly close. And, Team USA wants to avoid the gammon. I mean, they want to win the game, but so they're avoiding the gammon by not moving up to the bar and to the edge of the prime. And she's playing that too, so it leaves 2s and 7s, which is 24 numbers. I'm sorry, which is, what did I say, 24, which is 15 numbers. And now she's got 21 numbers plus double threes doesn't hit. That 5-4 does. 6-3. All right, that they made the decision to come up to the edge of the prime, and it worked out because she can't get hit. 6-2 does not work. This turned out to be a genius roll, and now Red may want the tempo play because White has got lots of numbers that make 3-2, 4-3 make points in the home board, double twos. So you want to stop that. And White's got a blot sitting in the outfield, so the board strength is equal. And Lynda stayed out. How painful this could be, Gammon City, like a 5-1 or a 5-4 hits and covers one of the points. She could, you got to decide which one you want to hit. You could hit on the outfield with a 4 and cover with a 5. I don't know why they're not looking at that. Why not look at hitting the outside blot with a 4? Yeah, finally. Akiko's looking at that. There's been sometimes that happens at backgammon, by the way. You get so focused and concentrated on one particular area of the board, you don't even look at another area of the board. Now she's making this play. This is a great play if White doesn't roll a 2 or double ones. So we'll see what happens. It's 5-1. So this is looking very promising for Akiko. Oh, great roll. 4-6 hits and covers. So there's no roll except double ones that White can have that'll hit back. So let's see if Lynda can roll it. She can't. There's a 2.8% chance that's going to happen. It did not happen. Double 5s. A lot better than double 6s. And just bring him down. Baby, bring him on down. Why leave a shot? I think she's got one left.
Checkers.
That's interesting how she's playing this. Does she? I don't think she wants to make. I don't know what she's trying to do. I don't get it. But she's a world-class player, and you could be sure there's a darn good reason why she made that play. 4-3. All right, so she's finally bringing those 2 checkers now. I mean, the idea here is Red wants to clear safely. Red does not want to get hit now. This is just not, a good time for Red to get hit. White would have actually some huge advantages. And the question here is, maybe you do want to finally block that. Well, no, I think you want to bring 2 checkers in because, at worst you're going to leave White 1 fly shot. So here you go. Double 5s, play safely. Double 4s, play safely. Double 6s, all play safely. Dice on the checkers are good. So that 4-3 counts. Here we go. We got a 3-1. Oh, 3-2. No, a 2-1. There's a 2. She's got to decide where to play the 1. Isn't this great? She's thinking about this 1 very carefully, what she has to clear. Double 5s now does not leave a shot. Now it does. See how double 5s leaves a shot right now. And that works too. Double 5s, yeah, so it's one of those 2. So she clears that. It looks like a pretty solid distribution. Lynda's not able to come in, so Team USA is on the bar. I know Americans do spend a lot of time at the bar. All right, 6-3 gets a checker off. The Japanese do too. They like their scotch after work clubs. So who doesn't? Each culture has something unique about how it does its drinking habits. All right, double 2s for Akiko, and she wants to win a gammon. There's some backgammon opportunities here. So she could take 2 checkers off the 4-point and probably dramatically increase her backgammon chances. But it would also reduce her winning chances. So how do you weigh those two things together? Gammons are, as long as red, who has a 90% chance of leaving a shot in this type of position, by the way. Surprising, right? 90% chance of leaving a shot. And so if that means that there's about approximately a 1036 chance that white's going to hit it, which is 5/18. So, that works out to about 3% altogether. I'm sorry, about 20, 5/18 times 9. Did I do all that right? Approximately. So it's about the 20% chance of white actually hitting a checker. Akiko wants to clear. So she's not playing for the backgammon. She wants to win this game. She's got plenty of 2s to play. She doesn't have 3s to play. She's got, she'll have to break the 3-point. And then it'll be tough for 1s. So I don't know if this is the right play. It might just be right to take 2 checkers off. 1, 2, all right, there's 2. And maybe take a checker off the 4-point, 3, and take 1 off. Also, a rule of thumb, strange as it may be, in this situation is keep only 2 checkers on the 2-point. When your opponent owns the 1-point, don't put a 3rd checker on the 2-point. It's almost always wrong. Go figure. So I learned this from David Presser from the Backgammon Learning Center that Phil Simborg and Perry Gardner run. And we went over situations where you have a roll like this and you decide where to put your checkers. And one thing you could say for sure, the wrong place to put a checker is on the extra extra spare in the 2-point when your opponent has the 1-point. Absolute worst thing you could do. It's often a huge blunder to do it. Go figure. Greater minds than mine will have to, give me solid reasons why that's the case. But so I don't know. This just seems unnecessarily risky at this point. On the other hand, that said, if you're going to leave a shot, leave it now while white doesn't have a great board or coverage. So, white's still on the bar. This is interesting. And she's taking her time on this, which is great because this is one of these, plays that has huge importance. She does decide to go with the ugly stack. And look at white goes in with double 6s. She's going to make the bar. There's 1, there's 2, and I think you just come down with 2 other checkers. Oh, that's it. Yeah. So Stick points it out. There's somebody on the team, or Petko, and here we go, double 1s. Well, that can't be bad. I don't know if she wants to do all of those. Yeah, I like doing all of those because now she has plenty of 3s, plenty of 4s, and plenty of 2s, and plenty of 1s. So and of course 6s and 5s she's got plenty of. So Akiko's in absolutely no danger here. She's not going to leave a shot on this roll. She could leave a shot on the next roll if she rolls doubles, and then it's 5-4, 6-5, 6-4. But we'll see what happens. There's not a lot of combinations, in other words, that are going to, cause her grief. That said, Team USA is preparing a nice home for Team Japan in the event Japan wants to visit. So we're going to take a look here and see what happens. Notice how Lynda, Team USA, is playing the checkers in the outfield to protect against red escaping. All right, so 6-4 for red, which means doubles, any doubles, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, not double 2s, not double 1s. Leave a shot. Next time, there's a 1/9 chance of a shot coming up. We have a shot alert. 5-3 is safe. Beautiful. Nothing leaves a shot next time. That was a nice roll. And double 6s again, listen, maybe Team USA is just going to win the race here. Why bother with all this strategy? Just roll double 6s every time. All right, so they've got a nice looking 5'. Plenty of time to move. They've got 4 6s to play. Let's see what red's got. There's a 3-4, and that's easy. You take 2 checkers off. So white's getting ready here. White has a chance to win this game. 5-2 makes the 3-point, and I'm not sure why they're taking any time to look at this, but why possibly would you not want to do this? They're saying move the 2 in. Oh, because they're looking at avoiding the gammon. Yeah, so if you bring 2 checkers in, yep, that is good thinking. Boy, so yeah, just
Red's 4 rolls away.
That's red's basically 4 rolls away. And Well, 4.5, probably 5. Yeah, but with doubles, 4 rolls. Good. So there's 4 rolls. And they're thinking about that 5, so bring the 5 in. Yeah, good thinking. See, I forgot about all that gammon risk. All right, 5-1. It's correct actually for white to leave dodge now. If white rolls like a 5-2, it's probably right to go. Come out with a 5, maybe waste a pip with a 2 in. Yeah, why waste a pip? I'm not sure. I mean, you get that crossover. They think so. The Team USA does think it's right to waste that 1 pip. All right, so there's a 4-2. Can Lynda avoid the gammon? She's got 4 crossovers. There's a 6-5. That's nice. Looking good. Getting very close. 5-3. So they need double 2s or better. 1 and a 4. So anything gets Lynda off next time. So there's 536 chance that Japan's going to gammon USA. What happens? 5-1. Akiko can't do it. And it's 5-2.
They were lucky.
Wow. Lynda needed 2 sets of boxcars. Boxcars means double 6s to get off that gammon, and she rolled them. So Team USA got very lucky in terms of the end game, but they also got very unlucky in not getting a hit.
Would you have taken that double that Team USA took?
Given I knew that Petko stick took it, if they took it, I'm taking. How about you?
I'm just asking.
Yeah. I mean, if you left me and I didn't know what they were doing, I don't know. I can't say that I would have.
Right.
I can't say that I wouldn't have either.
That seemed like it was a free drop.
Wow. Yep. Well, the only thing is, yeah. It just put them even away if they drop it. So it's, but good point. Yeah, right. It seems like a free drop, right? Is this double 5-3? So here Akiko makes the 1 point with her 5-3, which is old school not old school backgammon. That's new school backgammon. In the old days, if you made the 1 point, people would say, "Oh, you're such a beginner. You just don't understand this game." Akiko rolls double 1s. Nice roll. She'll probably play 24-22. Split the backman because it doesn't. I mean, she can play 8-6, but it'd be nice to have some coverage. She just doesn't have enough ammunition. She can't bring another checker down, so she's going to do the split of the backman. Apparently, she's thinking about it, and she does decide to do that. She just didn't really have any other good options. She is playing an attacking game. 4-6. I mean, that's just not a great roll for her, but she's going to play the out to duplicate 4. So you can see that red, Akiko, needs a 4 to hit in the outfield and a 4 to hit in the inner board. So the best roll, you'll never guess, is double 4s for Akiko. And she's now thinking about doubling again. And this is a very risky situation for red. But it's probably a take, because if Akiko does not roll a 4, white's not going to get hit. I guess, if she plays this rolls a 6-3, she's going to hit. So there is a bunch of numbers, and double 1s is going to hit. So really any 3-1, any kind of 4, double 1s, double 2s, 3-1. So that's 15 numbers, obviously, for 4, and the 6-3 is 17 numbers. Wow, that's actually a lot of numbers that are pretty painful here. Yeah. Double 3s too. What do you do with double 3s? So that may hit. So, it's like half the numbers are going to hit one of those blocks. But that means half the numbers don't. Double 6s hits. I didn't count that. Yeah, double 6s hits. So she's deciding not to double. It might have been a double. Oh, 5-4 hits 2 checkers. We didn't really talk about that. Maybe she thought she was too good. I don't know. I mean, wow. How about that? And Lynda at least comes in with one of the checkers. So Akiko, if she was thinking she didn't have a double before, she's probably too good. No, but she's saying, so she didn't think she was too good before. She didn't think she had a double. Now she thinks she has a double. And it's a tough decision for Team USA because, they don't have any points in their home board. There's some awful rolls like double twos, 6-2, and double fours for red for Team Japan. And how can White win this game? Having the 11 point for White is actually a good thing because Team Japan has two checkers back. They have 10 men in the zone, 2 are out of play. So having that 1 point really is significantly hurting Akiko's chances. I would not like to get this double because I have no idea whether this is a take or a drop, which makes it a great double. So what's that called? Woolsey's law? If you don't know if you should double, put yourself in your opponent's shoes and say, do I want this double? Do I want my opponent to double? Do I want my opponent not to double? Do I have no idea whether or not if my opponent doubles I'm going to take or not? If it's like, yeah, I definitely have no clue, then it's a great double. And they're dropping the double. So this was a quick win for Akiko. And Team Japan, she's smiling about it. It's always good to win a game. The only time she wouldn't be smiling is if she was too good and they dropped. And that might have been the case. But, we don't know. The beauty of backgammon. The cruelest game. All right, they're setting the clock, making sure that's working. Both teams have plenty of time. Maybe if you want to hit the bar on top instead of pressing that, Lynda, keep doing the same thing. It may not work. Oh, Kiko's trying the same thing. All right. So we'll see if they can. There we go. We got it working. Akiko presses the clock. It's Lynda's play. There's a 5-1 mirror image on the board. So you might say the game is tied, but actually Akiko is up by 4 pips because she's on roll. So now Lynda, Team USA is down by 7 pips, and they're up by 7 pips. This is, again, the duality, 5-1, 5-1, 6-1, 6-1. You don't see that very often. And there's a 3-2, which is easy. You go make the advanced anchor in the opponent's home board. So there you go. Double threes. Okay, we've lost the duality. Probably bringing 3 checkers down from the midpoint is right here because you're going to block Akiko's double sixes. It's a lot of people don't like to do it because they don't want to break the midpoint. But you just don't seem to have a lot of other possibilities here, at least that I've seen. You could move 2 checkers up in the home board and make the 3-point. There's 1. So I think that was Stick or Petko saying, look, that's got to be the... Nope, they're saying maybe not. I mean, if you bring 3 checkers down and then 1 checker up in the home board, like 23 to 20, you're really blocking red. Red doesn't, there's a lot of rolls that don't play well for red, like 4-3. Has red play a 4-3? It's pretty ugly. You can play 13 to 6. It takes away a lot of rolls. Not that the 4-3 was that easy to play anyway. You could also play 6 to 2, 13 to 10, since you have the advanced anchor. All right. So 4-3 is playable. Any other kind of rolls? 2-4 is easy. 2-3, yeah. It's not really going to actually put a damper on red's movement. But any kind of 6, so like a 6-4, well, that's easy. 6-3, that's not so easy. 6-2, all those leave shots. So what do you do? Although the 6-2 is indirect. Well, let's see what they're actually looking at in terms of all the possibilities. So they're looking at making maybe 2 points in the home board, which is like instant board. How could that be wrong? Just to make an instant board like that looks great. The only thing is you leave a shot. So the trade-off for making 2 points is leaving a shot with a 4. But, that's not a pleasant thing necessarily because you could get hit even if you hit the 4. So maybe that's the best play. And they're looking at this other play. Yeah, it's very hard to know. This is just ugly, like you're stacked on the 6 point. So there's 1, 2, and then make it. See, this is great. They're just looking at all the possibilities, seeing how it looks, getting a feel. And some players are field players, where they don't know until they see it, and then they just know when they see it. Other players are more kind of reference oriented. They say, "Oh, I've seen this kind of position before. It's like this." So she decides to make the 5 point and come up. Can't ever be wrong to make the 5 point. 6, 5. Boy, what do you do with that? That's tough. Maybe gain a tempo, hit in the 1 point. Come down with the 6. Who's ahead in this race? It's very close. Very close. Or you just make the 1 point. Yeah. Oh, look at this. So Akiko is making the 1 point. She's smiling about it. She said, I hope nobody thinks I'm a beginner. Unless they want to play for a lot of money, in which case I hope they think I play like a beginner. All right, so 4-3, 7 the hard way, because the hard way in this case is not a 1-6. 4-1. Which to hit? So Akiko's looking at hitting 6 to 5 instead of 8 to 7. She did not spend a lot of time looking at that. She wants to build her home board. So let's see if Team USA, that was a nice roll, right? 5-4. Let's see what she can do. Does one of the things that Team USA is having trouble with is putting the dice on the board after the roll. All right, here we go. 6-4. Yeah, that 6 is pretty obvious. Just come out with it. There's nothing else you're going to do. I guess you could bring a man down, but here you need 3s to cover, 1s to cover. Is that a 2-1? That's a beautiful roll. So Akiko, inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter, is creating a board. That's a fairly decent roll for White, because White got in. They say, what's the difference between a good airplane landing and a great airplane landing? Double 2s for Akiko, and I'll discuss that in a moment. Making the 4 point looks pretty solid here. I don't know how else. I mean, you could block 6s, but you leave a shot. Yeah, you want to. Yeah, this is tough. Maybe blocking 6s is right. She's looking at it, seeing what can happen here. So a good airplane landing is when you can walk away from the aircraft. You're safe. You can walk away from the aircraft. A great airplane landing is when you can reuse the aircraft. So this is kind of what we're doing here. We want to be able to reuse our checkers and have a great position. So Akiko only has a good position because her 1 point, she's not going to be able to recirc those checkers unless she's bearing off and she comes down to 1 checker and that gets hit. Then it'll be recirced, but that'll be the only checker left on the board when that happens. So she's looking at making the 4 points. She's looking at possibly hitting on the 3 point. The race is very important here. White's motivated to get that checker out of there and not put pressure on red. So what is the race? Let's take a look. So we've got 2163 and 39 is 102. And there's 36, 138, 40. 140 for red. And John can remember that. And white has, we'll count that as 25. And 39 is 64, 74. And 79. And 54 is 133.
Close, 140.
So look at that play. Hitting and bringing a checker down for attacking. I love it. 5-2. And because the big reason to do that, there are 2 big reasons to do that. One is White has a blot that could be picked up by red if White stays out. On a 3 point board, White's going to stay out a quarter of the time. That, I think, is a genius play by Akiko. Absolute genius play. Double 4s. Oh, double 4s. Now you're ahead in the race, right? So maybe just bring those 3 checkers out and play the 4th one to the midpoint. Give 2 5s, 3 4s. Give 9 shots to White. And otherwise, you've got a really solid game. I mean, the other option is just to make the 5 point and really put pressure. This is tough play. I mean, how do people know how to play this? This is really tough. So she's bringing 2 checkers out, and yeah, she's going to make the original play that we talked about because she's ahead in the race. Again, what's your game plan is what's so important. And she's going for a racing game plan here because she's ahead. So that's why that makes sense. The play I would have made, which it probably makes it wrong. All right. So anyways, there's a 3-1 for Lynda. Team USA says, all right, we're going to build our home board. We're going to get a shot. We're pretty confident we're going to get shots. Likely they will. Double fives. Oh, it's not really the best roll for Team USA because they're getting stripped. And although Team Japan. Japan is definitely way ahead in the race. All right, 3-1. So slot the 3-point and maybe play 6-5. Yep, that's what she does. Okay. And all right, Akiko rolls a 5-1. It's just really ugly. I mean, she'll just play safe. Just play the 5-1 in, 9-3, and be done with it. And say, okay, I'll wait another roll so I can roll my double sixes, which is her best roll. And by the way, not clear how to play it, but it's definitely her best roll. And 3-1 again. So, if White can roll this every single roll for the rest of the game and gets hit, it would be likely Team USA would spend a lot of time at the bar. All right, let's see. 3-1. You make the 2-point, or you just make the 3-point and play 5-4. Do you bring a checker down to increase contact? You make the 3-point with a 3, and then maybe play 13-12. Probably not. Not recommended. It does duplicate 4s. Those 6s are a problem for Team Japan. 6-1, 6-4, 6-6, no. 6-2, 6-3, 6-5, yes. They all leave direct shots. So she's got a lot of direction, at least 6 of those. I'm sure there's more. 4-1, that's a great roll. So she's, again, just, Akiko is making those points in the whole board. And to Lynda's credit, she's not taking no for an answer. She comes right back in and, she's not that far behind in the race. So White could win in this race. 3-2 is kill a checker out of safety concerns. Team USA's board is looking very good. This is no lock for Akiko. And the cube hasn't been turned yet, has it? So 5-2. Wow, look at that board. And there's a lot of rolls that Akiko's going to leave a shot on. That's not one of them. That's a beautiful play. Pick and pass, they call that, where you play and hit a checker and then move them on to safety. Lynda does finally stay out for Team USA. Akiko's in good shape, and she's thinking about doubling now. I don't think it's a double. It's definitely a take. It doesn't mean it's not a double, but she thinks better of it. And then, oh, yes, so she's going to move both checkers. Because otherwise you increase the number of shots too much. So here she's going to at least duplicate 4s. And she'd prefer not to leave 2 blots, but she doesn't have a choice. No matter how she plays this, unless she plays off the 6-point. And look at Team USA. They come in and hit with a 5-4 from the bar. That's a game changer. And this ball game is going to be over. This is maybe it's too good, actually, for... there's double 1s. What a comeback for Akiko. This is amazing. What a roll. Back and forth, back and forth. She's deciding what to do. Yeah, she's now going to play safely for the 5s. She can come out with the 6s. Oh, boy. White really just, she's thinking her mind about that. Which one is she looking at? I don't know what she's thinking. But I know that 6s, she needs 6s to come out, and she needs 6s to safety that checker in the outfield. So why not move them over 1? Unless she's looking at some doubles, but even double 4s plays better from the midpoint. So I don't know. She's going to play that 1. I don't know her reasoning on that, but I'm sure it's rock solid. She might have been thinking of double 3s maybe. Well, let's see what the roll is. All right, so Lynda is now going to try to roll her way out. She gets out and brings 1 in. Yeah. Oh. Is that right? That is right. Looking pretty good. Boy, red needs a 6 big time. Oh, 5-1 Akiko. Yeah, it didn't matter. All that discussion we had last time didn't make any difference. This is a great double by Team USA. Great double. They're ahead in the race. They're attacking. Akiko lost her board. There's just not really much of a way she could take this double, even down 5-3. So some might say she's too good because there were some gammon chances there, but it's not a lock. Team USA decided to take their point. And they're going to take a break. This is Larry Schiller, voice of Backgammon, broadcasting live from Chicago, Illinois, in the USA at the 38th Chicago Open. We've got the Japan versus USA finals, where 3 different teams are playing 3 or 4 players per team against each other in kind of a collaborative environment. So we're watching the best minds in backgammon play. This is Larry Schiller. We'll be back shortly as the match resumes. Thanks for joining us.
Should Lynda have doubled the previous roll? Akiko would have been tempted to take that, right?
That could be. That's a great point, John.
There weren't that any good.
We're on break right now. 38th Chicago Open Japan versus USA Finals. As the players start returning back to the table. They're getting the board set up. They're getting the board set up. Getting the board set up. They're getting the board set up. Okay, Petko and Akiko are checking their watches. They're getting the board set up. They're getting the board set up. And we're getting ready to go. Team USA versus Japan Finals. USA is a 6-3 lead. And here we go. Akiko starts with a 6. 6-5. Followed by a 5-4 for Team USA. And we've got the women playing. Akiko, one of the top players in the world, playing Lynda Clay, who's an intermediate from Colorado. And that's the beauty of this USA-Japan Finals, is that we have both top players in the world as well as a select number of intermediates. Lynda's smiling. She's ready to go. She rolls her double 5s. Well, it gets one checker around a safety, and they'll probably bring another checker from the mid. Oh, look at this. Interesting. Really. Not the recommended play. I don't think Lynda's... Yeah, so Petko or Stick is pointing at that lonely checker that's about to be attacked by Lynda, even with a 3-point board. And, you know, look, you're ahead in the race. 6-5, 5-4. White is definitely ahead in the race after rolling double 5s. Are they going to choose to do this? I think cooler heads are prevailing on Lynda not to make the 1 point at this point in the game, because there's 9 rolls, 10 rolls or so, that maybe 9 rolls that are 10 rolls. They're going to point on the 5 point. And then there are, rolls like 1-4 also make life very difficult for Lynda. So stick is weighing in from Lynda's left. We're just going to get a refresh on this screen here. And they did decide to bring the checkers down. How interesting. All right, and there's 3-1. I don't know. I mean, this is just going to be really tough for Team USA to get 2 checkers out of there. They do have 6s to play, but it's off a strip midpoint. 3-2. All right, you can make the advanced anchor. I don't know. We'll look at the XG analysis later on this. We will be posting XG analyses for the matches that appear in Voice of Backgammon. So stay tuned with us. All right, now Akiko is thinking about the cube. She rolls, however, and rolls a 6-1, and that's easy to play. Nice even distribution. She can't move the checker that's stuck back there, so Team USA wants to roll a 6 or a 1, but they roll a 5-3. You think, oh, there's so many shots that's going to hit that. There's a lot of shots that don't. That seems like a nice roll. Prepare to make that home board. See if Akiko can get out of dodge. Well, 2-1 that's pretty hard to argue with. Listen, go ahead and hit me. I got a 5-point prime. And there's a 6-1, which is a nice roll. Duplicate the ones by hitting. Well, you could do that, but, really, just if you hit with a 6 and you cover with a 1 on the 5-point, you have a very solid position. So, yeah, even though you leave the shot, 1/4 of the time she's not coming in. She can roll a 1-6 from the bar and make it game over. She's thinking about doubling. Akiko's thinking about the cube. Akiko, what do you do if you stay out? Wow, she's turning the cube. This is a pressure cube. Woo! This is really, wow, gutsy. She's having an allergic reaction to her own double. Anyway, Lynda goes ahead and takes it. And let's see what Akiko can do. And she rolls a 2-6 from the bar, which is not that helpful. 6s and 1s are going to make life easy for White, for Team USA. 2-1, simple enough. It's no question about it. Akiko wants to roll a 2. She would love to roll a 2. And if she doesn't roll a 2, she wants to roll a nice low number. And a 3-1 fits the bill. Now the question is, do you slot? No, I don't think you slot there at the edge of the prime. It's often correct to slot at the edge of a 5-point prime as long as your opponent's not at the other edge of it. 5-1. Well, you could hit and cover. You could just bring a checker in. You really don't want to hit and cover because you want red to run out of time. They're looking at it. On the other hand, you do want to hit and cover because it gives you an opportunity to roll a 6 with impunity. So that's the interesting question. This is not obvious. What do you do here? You have less time than red. So maybe you do want to hit and cover. And that gives you the best game plan. And they are doing that. So let's see if Akiko can come in. She comes in with a 5-2 and she hits. What a great roll. 5-2, 4-3 with the only numbers that, that's really a terrific roll. Lynda stays out. Now Akiko's too good. She can roll a 4 and pick up another checker. She does. And she can cover on the 1-point. So, does she want to do that? I think she does. It's really pretty safe. But, no harm, certainly in leaving that blot there, playing the 6 in, maybe 13-7. Because even if she hits, you'll be able to come in. But why take the risk? It's really not that risky. So she's thinking it over. There are no bad rolls for red that White can make if she covers. Double 2s, double 3s, 3-2. They all come in. They all don't do any damage. It's going to be pretty easy for Akiko to remake the 5-point prime. So I think I'm talking myself into making the 1-point. because she's going to remake it next time anyway. So you're not really giving up anything, in other words. And she rolls a 3-2. It's one of those rolls that we talked about where Akiko really does have to cover it. So she doesn't want to roll like double fours is her nightmare roll. So she didn't roll that. She can 5-3. She's got the 3 and she can bring the 5 down. I don't know what she's looking at for the 5. She's thinking about slotting the edge of the prime. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to do that. Why give it up? But you don't want her to roll a 6-5 and hit you, which is the only 6 you're giving up now. She rolls a 5-3. She's got to bring 2 men in from the outfield, most likely. She doesn't have 5s to play. So that's the only danger. She might have considered slotting her 2-point. All right, and there's a 5-1. Now that's interesting. You hit here. I don't know. Yeah, this is tough because there's no more time. Like red, if red plays in from the outfield from 13 to 8, red's done. So 2-6 from the bar. Woohoo! Lynda makes a great roll, gives herself a shot because she can pick up that second checker and gain the time. That was really a great shot. Akiko stays out. What a turn of events. If Lynda can roll like a 6-5 or a 2-1 or even a 3-1 or a 4-1 or a 4-3, she's in good shape. 6-5, what a great roll. One of those rolls we just talked about. She's now got 2 checkers on the bar. She's got plenty of time to get those checkers out of Akiko's 5-point prime. Akiko better come in a hurry. She comes in with a 4. This is almost a cube back for Lynda, but she's going to play on because there's way too much volatility in here. She rolls the 1. Oh, I don't know if you want to come up to the edge of the prime. I think with that 1, I don't know. And then play the 3, 16 to 13 because let her come in and leave another shot out there. It gives you more time to bring your checkers around and really attack. Oh, she's looking at that play. See, these plays, playing behind the checkers, don't make sense to me. Yeah, now they've got the original setup. Coming up to the edge of that prime seems like a mandatory thing to do. How else are you going to get your checkers out? And then there's one less number you need to roll. And her 1s are great. So if she does stay out, at least, she's got, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 when to play next time. 6-1, of course, is great. So the only, not great 1 is a 5-1. She's looking at that, and I don't get it. But they are making that play. Well, let's see what happens. This just smacks of breaking a board here. She can't double. She's got to get those checkers out. She rolled the 4-2s, and they're not helping much. Maybe she's going to hit with a 4. And then you have to bring the checker in the outfield closer. So you can, no. Well, you know what? It's pretty close. I mean, this gives you 11 shots. And you do have double 6s. So you have 12 shots to cover that blot. Huh. You have more. You have 15 if you play it the other way. Right? With double 6s. So I think that's the right play because you are... you don't give up double 4s here. A lot of considerations at this end game. I mean, if you're a beginner watching, the players are thinking through all the possible rolls. What's the game plan? And at the end of the game, these are very sensitive positions. Oh, Akiko does roll the 4. This is really exciting. Well, we'll see. And there's a 3-6 for Lynda. You can't ask for a better roll than that. I mean, she comes in, she gets out. Wow. So the players, this is really amazing. All right, well, we'll see. Can Akiko roll another 4? She doesn't. It's a 3-2. If Lynda can roll a 1-6 or something like that, she's got a cube. Can she do it? Double 2s. Well, she's going to definitely hit and get 2 checkers in the bar again, and then bring one man down to the midpoint. So that does duplicate 6s, but it's better than it's a good roll. And so Akiko needs to roll a 6. There might be a cube here. This could possibly be a cube. There's a 6. Oh, that's a great roll, and a 3. Yep. That seems right. They're thinking about where the 3 should go, but they don't really have a good 6. They'll play the 6 to the bar point, making it easy to clear, hopefully, when Lynda rolls a 1 and a 6. But it's going to take her 6 rolls to do that on average. Isn't that amazing? It's going to take her 6 rolls on average to get that 1 checker out of there. She could do it on 1 roll with a 1-6, but she's got 3 rolls to roll a 1, 3 rolls to roll a 6. It's about 6 rolls to get that checker out of there, which is about 40 pips before for the 5 rolls before it. So she's going to have to bring all those checkers in, which is only really 3 rolls worth of stuff. So it's an interesting double position. This is really interesting, and they're turning it back. I think it's a great double, and I think it's a take. Weird as that may seem, I mean, she's got to go ahead and get that checker out. How many times have you stayed out in the bar where you needed 1 number to come in? Multiply that by 2, square it. That's the situation White's in. I love this double. This is the awesome double. This makes backgammon so interesting. How do you know whether or not to take this? Akiko is looking at this. This could be a huge swing because she owns the cube at 4. It's possible she could gammon White. I mean, there's probably 6 or 8% chance that White gets gammon this game. There could be some huge swings. It's probably a similar probability for maybe a little higher for Red to get gammoned. But White has to get that checker out. And Akiko is saying, can she do it? She needs 6 rolls to get that checker out. In the meantime, I need 6 rolls to get my 2 checkers in. What's going to happen first? Of course, if Akiko gets one of those checkers in, and then that checker is going to be picked and passed. So it's going to be a lot more than 6 rolls for Akiko to get those two checkers in. So maybe that's what she's thinking about. And from that standpoint, White will have the time to extricate that back checker. This is really tough because here, the other way she's looking at this, if she drops the double, she's down 8-3, 7 away, 12 away. And so if she were to win this game, they'd be ahead a little bit, right? 7-6, not including gammons, which give her a slight advantage. So basically it's, like 52% versus if she wins versus, down 10-3 in a match to 15. I don't know, it's like 14% or something probability of winning that match. So it's really, if her probability is about, so that would be about 14 over 60. Yeah, it's about 22%. So if she thinks her probability of winning this is more than 22%, you know what? It's pretty similar to just a regular situation, strangely enough. So what is her decision going to be here? It's very tight, very close. It's and situations like this may not be that sensitive. In other words, it might be pretty close. Close if it's a double, close if it's a take, close if it's a drop. And she's taking her time, but she has plenty of time on the clock. USA, Japan, they have 25 minutes. Plenty of time. Now, what's interesting is you don't see the Japanese team having discussion. Their mouths are closed. They're thinking, they're looking. I think the team is deferring to Akiko. She is just really examining the probabilities. Now, I talked about the chance of winning the match depending upon the match score, right? So this is a match to 15. You can see in the middle right-hand side, the score is 6-3 with a match to 15. If Akiko drops this double, they are now 12 away from winning, right? Because they have 3 points. It takes 12 more points to get to 15. And their opponent will only be 7 away. And there's a match equity table that actually gives the percentage likelihood that if you're 12 away and your opponent is 7 away, what's your probability of actually winning the match? And I estimated it around 15%, but I could be off by 5 or 10%. So somebody who has the table would know. Have people actually memorized these tables, which I obviously haven't. I could keep it by my side, and maybe I'll do that for future tournaments. But I'm not allowed to do that while I'm playing. So at any rate, there's that percentage, and so that is the risk, right? If she takes the double and loses, that's what happens. Now, if she takes the double and wins, she'll be ahead 7-6, which makes her a slight favorite to win the match, because then she'll be 8 away, her opponent will be 9 away, and I'm guessing it's like, I don't know, 53% or something. It would be maybe 54% is her probability of winning the match at that point. So maybe 55. So basically, if she's 15% over 15 plus 55 is 15 over 7. It's about 21%, 22% is how I got to that number. And that formula is a risk over risk plus reward formula, which please let me know if I'm not applying that properly. Something we learned at the Backgammon Learning Center. Phil Simborg does a great job of explaining this. I don't know if he does a great job of explaining it to me, but it's something that he's done a great job explaining to other people. And they use this formula to make important decisions like Akiko's making right now. Now, in this situation, there's more significant gammon equity, certainly for white, as I think a higher probability of gammoning red than vice versa. But it's a great double. You can make your opponent think this hard, especially one of the top 3 players in the world, Akiko Yazawa. It's a great double. So the likelihood of her making a mistake is pretty high if she's thinking this long and hard about it. She just doesn't really know. And putting a position into XG, extreme gammon, is a way that players later find out. Now, XG may not play this position perfectly, so you want to roll it out probably 1,000 or more times to be sure that the answer you're getting is accurate. I also want to mention the board. I just spoke with Lynda Clay during the break briefly, and she said she really enjoys playing on this board. This is a board made by FTH. It's a Turkish company, and this board was furnished by GammonStuff.com. So John Perner created a board for the Voice of Backgammon for these displays, specifically for these live streams. The players love these boards. Top players in the world want an excellent board. This is the type of board that they get. FTH, Foxtrot, Tango Hotel, FTH is the maker. Ferhan is the gentleman's name who runs the company. Akiko's smiling. Listen, this is what makes backgammon a great game. You have positions like this that you can study. You could study all kinds of reference positions and never end up with, a solid answer to strange situations like this one that come up. Really, really awesome. So she's leaning towards, she would love to take it, but she is going to take it. She says, yes, give it to me. Let's play. Good for you, Akiko. Let's see how this actually turns out. Can Lynda roll the 1? She can't. There's a 6-4. And, double sixes is her worst roll by far. Let's see if 1, 2. Oh, what was it, a 6-5? Oh, 6-4, I'm sorry. I'm assuming she rolled double sixes. So 6-4. And there's a 5-2, so Akiko doesn't come in. Really, Akiko could care less about coming in. She's going to get hit and bounced anyway. Lynda needs to roll a 1. She rolls a 4-3. That's pretty good. She's made that point. Now she's got time. She doesn't have a lot of time, though. She needs to roll a 1 and a 6. She rolled a 1. Oh, and she's got to decide what to do with the 2. I think bringing the 2 not in is correct because you want to preserve your 5s. So she should play 12 to 10. So she has more 5s to play before she breaks the board. These are the considerations you think about, like what can hurt you in a situation like this. Obviously, you have a closed board. You don't care about crossovers or getting your men in or anything else. You just want to be sure you don't leave. Now, they are making that 2 play, so she does have a 5, certainly to play from the outfield. And we'll see. And she rolls the 6. Look at that. She rolled a 1 and then a 6. The average number of rolls is 6. She did it in 2. And this makes it a huge, huge advantage, gammon advantage for Team USA. I mean, the cube is at 4. This could become a Crawford game. In other words, 1 game away from victory. It could be 14-3, which is an insurmountable. I mean, that's like a 4% chance for Team Japan to come back. 5-4. Lynda's bringing the checkers in. They're looking at different ways to do this. In general, bringing 4 checkers in on the 6 point sometimes just it looks ugly, is painful, and this might actually, even though it looks uglier, is preferred. Of course, large doubles leave a very bad situation with a high probability of leaving a shot. That's double 5s, double 6s. And so from that reason, it may not be the right play. Yeah, that is the position. So they're looking at just, that's got to be right. You bring both checkers in, you're getting ready to bear off. Um, at worst case, next time, your high doubles will leave a shot. But then you'll have a checker off. Really interesting how they analyze these positions. Something, this again, seemingly small, could be huge. Another great thing about backgammon is knowing what the sensitive situations are. Because they tell you when to spend time. A sensitive situation of backgammon is a situation where if you make the wrong play, it's a huge mistake. It's a huge blunder. And there are certain types of situations where that is the case. Running the back checker from an advanced anchor in the opponent's home board is often one of those cases where that's a sensitive situation. Because if you run too early, the blunder is huge. All right, here we go. We have a 5-4. This is ugly. There's no other way to play without leaving a shot. There's a lot of numbers. 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 5-4, 6-4, 6-5. There's 12 numbers, and then there are 3 doubles. So there's 15 numbers that leave a shot. She does not roll one of them. Safety for Lynda. All right, so this is looking very gammony now. 4-3. Akiko cannot come in. But there's a lot of shots that will be trouble next time, and that's one of them, a 5-1. Lots of numbers leave a shot next time. 3-2 doesn't. 4-3 does. So you have, and she gets one of them in 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 5-4, 6-4, 6-5. It's the same 12 numbers, and then any doubles higher. 5-2 leaves a shot. A lot of numbers left a shot there. Basically anything with a 1 was safe. Anything without a 1 wasn't, except for 3-2. But she didn't hit. She comes in with a 6-3. And you notice she did not bring a checker in because that would be wasting a pip. She keeps the checkers moving. 1s and 2s, Akiko's going to move a checker onto her 6-point. Otherwise, she's moving those checkers in the outfield and bringing them down. Akiko rolls double 6s. Nice. And now she's going to waste the pip. She's happy to get those checkers in. It's going to be hard for her to avoid the gammon. Not avoid the gammon. Lynda rolls 2-1. She's got, she's off in 4 rolls. Akiko's in and off in 3. So she's got to roll doubles, Lynda, if she wants to have any chance of gammoning. Akiko, her time is running low. It's basically ball game over. I don't think any set of rolls will allow her to be gammoned because you roll 2-1 twice or basically anything else you've done. Good. All right, here we go. Not a gammon, 10-3. Team USA is in a commanding lead over Team Japan. For Team USA, Petko Kostarinov lives in South Carolina. Stick Rice and Lynda Clay. Lynda from Colorado. And Stick, Jacob Rice in Las Vegas. And we've got Masato Shimonoto and Daisuke Katagami joining Akiko Yuzawa from Tokyo, from Japan, Team Japan. We have an opening 3-1, arguably the best opening roll for Akiko. And there's the 6-4 coming back, making the 2-point most likely, or not. Running is the recommended game plan. So that is probably because of the score. You want to get into a running game, but it may also always be right. That's another possibility. These players are going to know the standard opening rolls. Cold, 6-4 for Lynda. Seems right to come out all the way, keep the action in the outfield. That's a modern style of play, is to keep those checkers in the outfield. Akiko doubles. I mean, yeah, it may seem a little bit like an early double. This might actually be a drop because, there's so much work for red to do. But on the other hand, there's, white is likely going to have 2 checkers stuck behind back there. And red has 9.5 in the zone. After the roll, they're definitely going to have 10 in the zone. So, and in the zone, I mean, how many checkers can bear down on empty points in your home board? So red has 4 empty points in the home board and has 6 checkers already in the home board, and then another 3 checkers in the 9 points. So that's 9 checkers altogether. Those are 9 checkers in the zone. The checker on red's 11 point is not really in the zone, right? Because if he rolls a 6, he's looking at a full point, the 5 point. So we call that a half checker because he's in the outer board, but he's not directly bearing on an empty point. So we say red has 9.5 checkers. But in this situation, with white, with that checker sticking out there. Now for money, I think it's a take. Anybody would take this for money. No one would drop this. But in a match score with this huge advantage, it may be a drop. There's an adjustment that players make based on the match score. If you're really, really ahead and you get a double that's gammon-y, that you would take for money, you drop it for at this match score. And I think that's the situation we're in. If there was not any gammon likelihood, and it's a take for money, it's a take at any match score. So a lot of players, and this all comes from David Presser, who's my teacher at the Backgammon Learning Center. David is just a master at the cube, probably the best cube meister in the world today. And so these are some of the things that he talks about in terms of doubling strategy, depending upon the match score. And one of the things that really doesn't matter at the match score, by and large, is if it's not gammon-y. Then just don't worry about the match score. Even if you're 2 points away and your opponent's 4 points away, you don't want to really turn the cube because you know you're going to get it right back. If it's a cube, turn it. So, all right. There's a lot of thought going on here. Akiko's having an interesting discussion about this. Let's just see if we can get some sound in here. Now we got the sound on. Let's see if we can bring the sound in from the board itself. Looks like we kind of lost the board. Let's bring that back. To see what's happening. Oh, and the cube has been dropped. We have a cube drop. Smart move. As much fun as it might have been to take that cube. Look, you're up 10-4 in a match to 15. You're 5 away. Your opponent was just 12 away. Now your opponent's 11 away. You're not giving up a lot. When they go from an odd to an even score, so what? It's basically, 11 away is just as hard as 12 away. So you're not giving up a lot. You're risking a lot, though. All right, 6-2, the standard 6-2 roll. Especially if you're behind, you're maximizing content and gammon opportunity. 4-3. The standard way to play this is 3 up in the home board and 4 down from the midpoint. And they're going to do that standard play. And this, maximizes pressure and coverage for white too. Both players can have it. 5-3. So that hits. It's probably a good idea to hit. It gets you ahead in the race. Of course, white has just a few return shots, and that's one of them. 1-6 is going to hit. So we're just, getting into a standard exchange of hits here. So far, red's got the better end of it because red only has 2 checkers back in that neck of the woods, and that safety's up one of them. So come in on the 1, safety up to 3. Not sure what else you could do. You could move from the 11 to the 8. And here we go, 4-1. Yeah, nice play. You make the 5-point. Looks pretty solid. You're going to have that the rest of the game. And that's going to keep white from being gammon. That's called a gammon save move. So red can roll a 6 and hit, which red will do. I mean, it's tempting. You could also make the bar point. But picking up that other checker is nice. Yeah, let's see what we got here. I wonder if we could add audio. That's a nice roll, double 3s for Lynda. Yeah, it's tough. What do you do? Very hard to play this because you like the coverage you have. And so making the 4-point reduces that because red can play behind you. So let's see what happens. 5-4, beautiful roll, nice 4-point prime. Lovely. cube has not been turned yet. And there's red throwing one of the die. White. Lynda's throwing one of the dice off the table. Getting it back. Six, two. Now we've got the sound. And they are speaking in Japanese. Double ones, painful.
Can we just give up the minute one? We keep it forward.
So that was Stick. Stick Rice, Jacob Rice saying, can we just give up the midpoint?
But then we give up the midpoint next turn. So
saying make the 4. Oh, he's saying get it up now. Take the risk of getting hit. There's a lot of numbers. 9.
you keep it for a while.
Point on the 4 point. That's one of them. But you know, White feels pretty secure having the 5 point, so there you go. Coming on the 2, come up with a 4. So really interesting. They're keeping the checkers back there, maximum pressure. Oh, and Akiko turns the cube. Great cube. You know, how gambling is the situation? That's the thing. You know, with White having the 5 point, gammons are still possible. Look at double 5s. Boy, that's a gammon roll for red. Double 6s, even double 4s. So right off the bat, let's see what they're talking about. They're all pretty quiet right now. People seem to be very happy with Akiko's cube on her team in Japan. So Stick says, and he's ruling the roost here. He passes, does not like all the gammon chances. You know, it wasn't a free drop.
20. Yeah. Don't go any farther. She's hit the reset button. No, leave it for a sec. Now you can do whatever you want with it.
Okay, so reset from off.
Yeah, reset from the beginning.
Just push it.
No, it keeps trying to go to the next number.
I know.
You gotta hold it down. I just didn't want her to do it before we knew the time. You can't go back from there.
No, it's very true, right?
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Start it all over. Next time.
Again, 3-1. This
Last
after
game in
2
reverse.
minutes.
Just give us our point.
It is last game in reverse. Stick is right.
She rolled 5-2, just so you know. Punish. 5-2, you got it.
5-2, you got it. Bring one down.
No, I would come down after they did that, actually. Yeah.
And it's the right play against 6-4. Stick
I
knows
think
it.
those will probably be close.
All right, Akiko comes up. She's the first to split.
I think it's close.
6-2. Yeah. It's in the outfield. Akiko, 2-3. That makes the 4-point. Doesn't hit anything. Gotta be the right play. All right, this is your typical stressful game. I mean, you should probably come up with a 4 and play the 5 down. You know, that's, I'm not sure what else you could do. Kiko wants to attack that checker. She's an advanced anchor. She didn't roll double 4s, it would be obvious, so she rolled a 4-2. So she's going to leave the shot, but have a better board. And she hits, and safety's up. What a great roll by Lynda. Lynda Clay, Team USA, picks and passes. And Akiko Yazawa of Team Japan comes in with a 3-6. She'll bring probably let's bring it 6 down and slot her 5-point, try to make that. Stick is looking at a double now. And Petko says, I don't think so.
Right, let's just start with money. You double for money for sure, right? Do you take for money? You do? Okay.
But this is...
Right. But that was just the starting. I just wanted to see where you were at.
Love this discussion. So if it's a take for money, it's not a take here. I mean, it's not a double here because they're not... Well, because if they take it, they're going to flip it around, and now it'll be a 4-cube. Yeah, making the 3 points seems pretty solid. But, you know, you can play safe. I mean, you are ahead in the race. Oh, 6-5 for Akiko. Sorry. Well, I guess you make the 1 point. If you're Akiko, what else would you do? You know, you have a 4-point board. Makes it harder for white to attack. Your alternatives are to slot the 1 point, make your bar point. You can't, basically, you're not going to... That's an alternative. Not sure what it does for you. It does slow red down, but it's a risky play.
Yeah, she likes...
Yeah, Akiko likes the 1 point.
Every roll she sees.
She's looking at everything. Look at Akiko. It's a gammon. Don't worry.
That's why we're letting her play.
These are too heavy weights to be dragging on the arm.
I'll take them, don't worry.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They should.
Carter Maddox has showed up to kibitz the team. Nobody's kicked him out yet. Unfortunately, Nihongo wa wakarimasen, which means I don't understand Japanese, otherwise I'd be translating for you. So Akiko's really struggling with this. She does not want to make the 1 point, which is like kind of unlike Akiko. She's usually happy to do it. But maybe because she's thinking she's got 4 checkers back, that is not the play. She wants to keep the checkers in front. You know, another play, Akiko, you could bring 2 checkers down from the midpoint. Let's look at that.
I don't think so.
She's going to make this play. It can't be horrible. It's just a little gammony. You know, she doesn't want to get gammoned either.
I double now.
Yeah.
I
double.
Yeah.
So yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's saying go ahead and double. let him take it and get gammon on this game. It's a gammony situation. But at this score, it might be a take.
Oh. Were you in the men's restroom?
Saw the phone number. 9999.
Suicide hotline.
Ooh, that's not nice.
So someday if you want to be gammon, call this number.
I think we just had a little backgammon humor.
Yes, right? When's Lynn get in? 7:30?
Hold on there.
Did you do me a favor? Sign me up for the jackpot and the intermediate and the side pools, and I'll pay you back. Yes. Yes. Thanks.
All right. Akiko is taking the cube. Bold move. There have been some great cubes here. At a 6-5, well, it hits 2.
For sure?
I don't know what else to do. Oh, you can point. I don't know if you want to leave that many shots.
Right, we're miles up. I get it. Hold on, yeah.
They're miles up, they're saying, so play safe. And you can play with the 1 point.
Just safe, yeah.
Yeah, play safe. There's the 5 and there's the 6, and just, safety it up. You're way ahead in this race.
Seems like the little sissy DMP play.
DMP stands for double match points.
Can't argue with that.
And it's good because they would have gotten hit.
Yeah.
Don't snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Something natural.
Let's see what happens here. 4-2.
That's all right. No, just 2 down, maybe?
Yeah, bring 2 down, and now you're leaving a 7 and 8 shot, but you're not leaving
just 4-4.
5-2.
Just 5.
You're leaving 6-1, 3-4.
Yeah, but when are we going to if we don't now? What are we waiting for? Like to put them on the bar, which we can't do once we do the dump to the 2 point.
So it's great. You're hearing sticks
like
reasoning.
If we dump, now it's a lot harder to point on them and buy any time. It's just they've got a couple roles to play at least.
I'd wait. I do this.
I wouldn't. That's good.
Lynda wants to wait.
Let's ask Phil what he would do and just do the other part.
Go down with that again. That's obvious. We're not play. 3-4-6-1 and double.
Yeah, so Petko is weighing in saying that's the obvious
if we're
one.
missed, it's as good as it can get. If we're hit, we're not dead. And it's minimal shots, and we're kind of running out of timing. Okay. Yeah.
We're running out of time, so Stick is basically saying, just make our play, Lynda, because this is the best play. And there's a 2-5, which doesn't hit. It is a 7, but not the 7 and 8. A lot of players are nervous about leaving a shot, but, in this board, all right, 5-2. So it's pretty safe to make the point here. There's no number is going to hit. All right, Akiko's got a nice broken 5 prime. Team USA is looking to get rid of that blot. They got rid of it. The question is, where's the 2? And keep going is the recommended play. It doesn't have to be the 6, actually. Yeah, it does. Have to, yeah.
I doubt it. That's what I'm looking for, obviously.
Yeah.
Some numbers that yes.
Yeah. All right.
Keep it going. Because I think this leaves. It's tough. 2-1. Right. Japanese for yes. Looks good. 5-4. That
In and in.
That plays.
Yep.
if Lynda rolls it again, they're going to make the 1 point. But there's some numbers that leave a shot. Now, I think. Not really. I was thinking double fours, but no, that plays. 6-1, 6-2, 6-3.
Let me just look at making the bar before we get into anything else. Just make the bar. With.
All right, so they got double ones, which is a great roll. I don't know that that's right. Piling the checkers on the 8 point might be right.
I don't think it's okay. I just wanted to look.
So this could
Yeah.
probably a must.
Yeah.
And then bring 2 in.
So now
I mean, to
this
make the 8 point. So why wouldn't they hit on the ace point? Buy a lot of time. That seems a lot safer, though, long term. Buy some time.
Still got some.
the other win, there's no game.
Let's hear if we can hear. What's Petko saying? He's thinking gammon. So this does increase your gammon chances quite a bit.
Let's say they
And the gammon's worth, huge.
It's bad if they enter with the deuce. We got a lot of awkward numbers. If they enter with the deuce, we have a lot of awkward numbers.
5 ones, 5 3s, 5 Let's go back to the
Those two back.
Just
Yeah, put that on there.
That looks like the play they're going to make. They can play
buy
fours,
some time
then they can play every other number.
She plays with these checkers.
Not a lot. Let me start. It's okay. Alright, now put these back and make the bar. Let me just look at the bar. No, those are stuff. Yeah.
And now, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, all the rest of the sixes except 6-1 will be fine.
Oh, 6 1.
Yeah, points.
That one is well.
Not so pretty.
Any 5 is better.
Other than 6-5, 5-4, 5-5.
I don't like this being far away.
Yeah. I'm not real sure, but you want to stack them on the 8?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Go back. Let's think about it. This wins more gammons.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's make this play.
Okay. I'm alright.
So Petko says, let's make the riskier play that's going to result in more gammons. So there's a formula for that, by the way. If you're giving up, if you're planning on winning 5% more gammons, 10% more gammons, you can't give up more than 5%, half of that.
I think we have to.
Because it's only double.
Nah, just point on them. It's only double fours. Wins a ton more gammons. Yeah. Gets him out of there. Yeah.
Let's see. Does Akiko have double fours in the cup?
Nope.
Oh, 4-5. So
Good
close.
play. Good play.
Woo. She came in.
Well played.
Oh.
Didn't leave a shot at least. Could have been worse.
Oh, she
It's
breaks
only
the
like your
6
second
point.
worst roll. EQ, we pass. We pass. We're out. Yeah. We're not done yet.
Yeah, it's likely they're going to be leaving a shot. 4-6. double ones, twos, threes, and fours. Don't leave a shot. So let's see what they've got.
That's called
5-3.
Pick them up. I don't think so. Oh,
It's
you
forced
can't see
play.
straight. You're at the side angle. No, we have to play. It's forced. Yeah, it's forced.
Yeah, it's respectful.
It's a best play. We can help our opponents. I would have dropped last turn.
So it's a cube. Could be a cube to 4. She's got 15 shots to hit a 5, right? 4, 1, 3, 2, and any kind of 5. And if she hits, they're likely to win the game. Not much gammon here. So it's a good cube. Because is it a good cube? That's what they're talking about. Kiko's thinking it's not. They're trying to talk her into it. And she says, no, it's not a cube. I got to roll it. And she rolled it. And they're going to say, I told you. They got to worry about double ones. But more likely to come out and then, so you want to play 16 to 13. I mean, 16 to 12 here with a 4. So you can put pressure if he comes in with a 1-6, and that's what she's doing. I think she's schooling her partner, the intermediate on the Japanese team, and it's not a double. Yes, it is a double. Like I said, it's a double, and they are going to pass this.
Yeah.
I thought they might have been too good, but you do want to play for the gammon if you can. But there also was significant risk of, Lynda got in with a 1 and a 6 and escaped a broken 5-point round before. No reason she couldn't do it again in 2 rolls, so
I think it definitely was.
it was mitigating that.
10 minutes clock time. And
Yeah, I agree.
All right, looks like you're taking a little bit of a break.
I still couldn't decide if I wanted to take her back. Like, I timed it both ways. Like, I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to score. Yeah. But I was leaning towards also. I was losing these sleep. Yeah. But I think yeah. So this is here, and that's it.
So Stick is recreating this
We
position.
can just look at it longer.
Love this.
Because the Czech player to she has to move one of these 3. But the other 3 will move. No, we checked this, but I wasn't sure. Because that way my shape and shape it with the business. Create some awkward.
I'm going to put this into XG, at least on
I don't know why, but I really like this one.
my phone.
I can't even tell you. I can't.
The problem was that player, the 5s, the whole 5.
Not all my 5s.
Not all.
Half.
So
5, 1,
6,
2, 3.
5-1,
5-1, 5-2, 5-3. Like that.
5-1, 5-1. Okay, 5.
Yeah, 5'4", 6'5", 5, yeah, those are all fine. And 6'1".
But that way, if instead of performance outside,
Yeah, but I mean, it's so much.
yeah,
Like I'm.
but it's
It could be right, yeah.
6'4" is a bit of a.
Yeah, well, I mean, she entered right away. Yeah. I think I still make this play.
Because this one means more games.
Right. Crawford's good. Crawford's always good. And then there's no way we can do this with 6'4". Right? That's just impossible. Yeah, it's not even a play. Well, 6'4", she rolled 4, 5. We rolled something real shitty. She rolled 6'1". I rolled 5'3", blah, blah, blah. Yeah, nothing else.
Well, it looks like actually making the bar apparently was the best play. We'll have to look at this when we get the XG analysis and attach it. All right, these guys are going back on break. It's Larry Schiller, voice of Backgammon, broadcasting live USA versus Japan finals from the 38th Chicago Open here in Chicago, Illinois. Rosemont, Illinois, actually, near the airport at the Holiday Inn Suites, run by Rory Pascar. Pascar is doing a great job. Rory really knows how to run a tournament. He's been doing it for years. The food is amazing. He's in the food and beverage industry, and he knows his stuff. He knows his food. Great food here. Hotel's nice, and the staff has been fantastic. I want to thank Gammon Stuff for providing us with this beautiful, easy to play FTH board, professional backgammon board, and doubling cue that the players are using here in these team finals. So this is Larry Schiller. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back with you shortly. Stay with us. You can also watch us on twitch.tv, Voice of Backgammon. We're on YouTube and Facebook Live. Hey, Carrie, we're live.
Awesome.
So this is Carrie Horty, who's doing our Voice of Backgammon posts.
Hello.
Let me bring on the laptop camera over here. Bring Carrie into the picture. Awesome. Okay. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
With us.
Thank you.
And we would like to try to get XG.
Right. I'm still having issues connecting to their hotel Wi-Fi. And
so I think we can fix that.
We can?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to grab my laptop?
That'd be great.
I'll grab it right now.
All right, fantastic. We're going to give this a shot.
Okay.
See if we can get XG going for the rest of the match. We're 5 away, 8 away, so it's not going to be that much longer. But let's see what we can accomplish. So Carrie gets back. Carrie's studying math and is doing a wonderful job for for Backgammon fans and for the sport of backgammon by doing regular posts on voiceofbackgammon.com and Facebook. I really appreciate his work.
I don't know. I just sat down with Karen.
And Carrie's back.
Okay, let's see if we can get it working.
Hey folks, if you're looking for a quickie, you can start right now. I have a quickie. $20 quickie.
Side.
Oops. Let me plug it into the wall first.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And it's not able to connect. It just says establishing. We've never gotten a check mark, you know.
Sorry.
Access code.
You have your own room? We stay together. You have room with one bed or two beds? You have roommate or no? I have someone that needs room. Is it okay if I ask her to move?
Okay, we've got some. Let me just turn off the mic here. In the short term, Rory's discussions will keep private for the time being with Akiko's room arrangements. So we'll turn off the sound unless you can read lips. Hopefully, we'll let her establish that on her own. We're trying to work with Carrie to get some kind of connection. I wonder if we could do a direct computer-to-computer thing. I don't know how. Do you know how to do that?
No, I don't. With HDMI?
Not with it wouldn't work with HDMI
Okay.
because those are both output.
Gotcha.
But it might work with something else.
Okay.
And so.
Every other device I've had no issues.
So something about this device.
Yeah.
And when you try to do this, it didn't work either.
No.
Oh, that's nice.
That's what mine did too.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is the access code.
Right,
4679, right?
Yes.
All right, good. Yeah, that's not working too well. All right.
Even had the hotel tech support couldn't figure it out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't know why I would think I could have. All right, that's too bad. This would have worked. You know what, Carrie? Why don't you go down to the front desk? Tell them we need some tech support getting the Ethernet working here.
Okay.
Hugo is the gentleman's name who can help us.
Hugo, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Here.
thank you.
That's more practice.
All right, so Carrie's going to try to get our XG analysis in shape here for us, so we could be displaying that as well. Oh, they're showing the position. This is great. So look, these guys have fantastic memories. They're looking at these positions, and what is this?
Right when I was going to double.
Oh, this is like Pasco Gammon or something. All right, so they're playing a fun little game, just like Akiko and Stick. This is not real.
I'll just hit them for you.
This is not a real game. You're not going to be seeing the Q turn. This is not part of the Japan versus USA finals match. Akiko is double. She's going to take it, of course.
$1,000 a point.
Come on, Akiko.
Okay.
Just for fun, she says.
Yeah, obviously.
Just because we want to see how the game works out. Look at her. So funny. All right, just don't roll double fours, Akiko. You'll be fine. 1-6 works. Yeah. She's debating the one. This is great. So you're watching two of the greatest players in the world playing each other. Stick is such a student of the game. And watch it if he hits the 6, he does, because it takes that checker out of play. And she's stripped on the 4-point. So does she hit? She probably does hit.
What can go wrong?
What can go wrong?
Maybe I can.
But she's maybe he'll roll a 2-6 from the bar and hit on the 4-point. Yes. So she's got some options. She can roll any kind of 1. 4-6-8 is not bad. She could hit 2.
So I'm 4.
Yeah, probably coming down. She's going to hit on the 2. That's a tempo. That is totally a tempo play for her, for Akiko.
Big money.
And she'd like to roll a 3.
There you go.
5-4 is not the greatest. 5 comes down and 4 hits. She could also make the midpoint. I mean the bar. So we'll see what she decides to do. She's coming out. I think she'll hit. Yeah, that seems to be the play. What else can you do? She's looking at that. It doesn't really get her anything. He's just going to hit it. The tempo is important here. She doesn't want to be attacked on the 4-point, because if she doesn't hit it... All right, so this is her thinking. They're not being as transparent here, because they're not collaborating with anybody. This is just kind of a fun thing. So she can hit. She can hit with that 5 and then come up with a 2. It's an interesting play. That seems to be the 2. Question is, where's the 5? And hitting again gains the tempo. So she's looking at doing it. She's nervous about it. She could also play 2 men off the 6-point, which would be fun. And when she's looking at doing that hit, that's a tempo. That's good. She likes it finally. No, she doesn't like it. Oh, and there's another play. I hadn't even looked at that. She decides to do that. Good for her. Yeah. And look at that. She could make the 2-point. Yes, come in. Oh, Akiko, thanks for coming back. So we are using the internet here, which is great. We want to keep this connection. And I'm broadcasting live now. We have Hugo from the hotel joining us. We're missing, this thing is fell in. It's another Ethernet?
We were playing 1,000 of them.
I don't know if they are. I couldn't genuinely for
Oh, you did? Okay. All right, thank you. Thanks, Karen. Yes, that was great. Thank you very much. All right, so they're finally starting. They were playing a little Pasco Gammon.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Just for fun.
Oh, wow.
All right, so we're back, and being joined by Carrie Horty. with the voice of backgammon here. And we're starting out. We've got a 3-2 with a standard opening roll for Team USA and
USA leading 10-7. Okay.
6-3. Yeah, 5 away, 8 away in the Japan versus USA final. So welcome back. And that all-important 11 point is really a critical point at this point, early point in the game. 5-1. What do you do with this? Do you hit?
Wow.
Hit twice. 13-8, 6-5. 13-8, 4-3. 13-8, 6-5 is not bad.
No, it's not.
You know,
Leaves 2 blots, but
this is one of the dangers of the internet. So we're just gonna being in a hotel for internet.
yes.
So all right,
Okay, they made this.
they made the 3-point. It's actually the pretty obvious play that I didn't state. So all right, good. So there's 2-1. Just coming up, keep them going. Lynda says, yeah, no,
Double split.
maybe 6-5. Yeah, that looks like a much better play, safer play, builds the home board faster. Very nice. Very nice. That's 4-2.
Great roll mix.
See if we can get the sound on.
2-1 again.
All right.
Makes
That
an
works.
anchor and a 5-point. Very nice.
So just making nice rolls, keeping it going. Akiko's got her broken 4-point prime there. It's pretty effective. 5-3 doesn't hit. That's one of the eights. that
Wrong
doesn't hit.
8.
Yeah. So pretty classic standard holding game. The 4-1. Attempting to slot the 5-point. Akiko.
That is.
They do that.
Bomb is slow. Bomb. Is that a good guess?
If you don't, you almost have to go to the 2-point with the 4. Or stacked. That's ugly.
You just out of time.
Right. Now we're all stripped.
But the only saving grace for Akiko is that USA's anchor is only on the 3-point. If it was on the 4 or 5-point, it would be a lot worse. So playing safe at this point makes sense because USA has the better board.
That's true.
Now here is a situation where USA could make the 4-point. It's not dual. It's maybe worth the extra risk to make the 4-point now.
And they're thinking about it.
I think Stick is suggesting that.
Yep.
That's the play.
Plenty of return shots if they hit that checker.
Exactly right.
Almost always.
1-5.
Right.
Yeah, is the best, arguably. Double 1
Right.
is the best.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they decide to play safe. After all, because they feel like they have more time. 2. They didn't even look at breaking the bar point.
No, they didn't. Yeah.
At 6-3, you can run the safety, but the problem is they're behind in the race, so it's the wrong thing to do. If you're ahead in the race, run. If
Right.
you're behind in the race, you're going to get attacked.
Absolutely.
So they're going to do a pip count. So let's do a pip count.
It's almost even, like 1 pip or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
After the rolls, 1 pip.
Mhm.
So it's
Very close.
It's usually down 1 pip, I think, to stay, but
yeah. So you make the 2
make the
point.
3. I mean, the 2, sorry.
That's got to be right.
I think so.
Probably terribly.
We just get
That
smashed
anchor
too
is
much
a
if we
huge
run.
asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right. It's good. And double
Sixes.
sixes.
Ooh.
You think that's a good roll?
Right.
It's
I
not
don't
a great
think so.
roll.
No, I don't
It's-
think
it's a
I
shot.
think it's very ugly.
It's a shot.
Wow.
And I think you want to leave the shot on the 5-point, maybe.
And
Oh, I don't know.
We're really getting those back checkers hung up now.
Yeah, you don't want to leave 2 blots. That's
My
the thing.
goodness.
That's why. That's got to be the play.
think so. My goodness.
But, you know, red, I think, is still a favorite to win.
Probably. Helped the race a bunch.
Actually, I don't know about that.
Yeah, those back two checkers, it's not going to be easy to get those out safely.
It's normally a great roll, double
It
sixes.
is.
But this makes it a nightmare.
Really. Probably one of the worst.
So they have 2 more to play. So they decided to go to the 2 point of the 1.
3 more, I think. Oh, no, 2 more. You're right. They slotted the 5. Right. Okay.
Maybe they didn't want to leave another blot. They also forced to play. What are they rolling?
No 2, 1 5. Okay.
This is TMP.
Yeah, absolutely. This is very stripped and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was
And now double 5s will solve the problem.
Yeah. Ooh, that doesn't solve much at all.
Well, she's going to play safe.
Safe, yeah. To the
It's
1
easy.
and to the 2.
Yeah, no question. That's easy. I mean, they do have the blot on the
Slot
2
the
point.
point she wants to make.
That's true, but...
Slot the point she wants to make.
And then make it.
I like that.
Yeah, Akiko's playing around with it. She's known for making the 1 point, so
Yes.
people are teasing her about it now.
That's
But she does it when
Come in.
at the appropriate time. So 6-2 is a
Two
great
that
roll.
come in.
Yeah, it's, it makes the 4 or 5 point.
Wait for her to make her ace point.
Stick
There
is
it is.
doing a better job of commentary than I am.
6-5.
Ah, what do you do here?
I
I think you
think-
want to make the 1 point.
You let Steve roll and then it was all good.
We can't give him that
Best
slow.
decision I made.
Yeah.
Not yet.
That's too
Yeah, that's
big.
the best step back.
I'm good at that. I have done it before.
Just have to pray for doubles.
I wouldn't do that. I've done it before. Is that one of the Japanese folks that's they're talking English? Let's see what they say.
I think I feel like I played better when I'm actually rolling, but I'm not.
We do need your help.
Yeah, hardware we don't have. You can plug it in there all day. You're gonna have to use a cordless internet. That's why that doesn't work.
It does work.
Yeah, those are old. It's working? It is working? Okay, then they never unplug it. You need another cable then?
Yeah, I have a cable, but the other piece.
Yeah, it's gone. You know what? We don't even use that in the hotel
It
anymore.
fell out. I think it's in there.
Probably.
So we just wanted to get a screwdriver and open this up.
You don't want to use the, you know we have wireless, right?
Yeah, we do know. It's always. I've done this dozens of times.
We're winning actually, but
And,
really.
We have like the best band in Rosemont. It won't put on you.
But he can't.
For mountain
if
bike.
he
Yeah,
can
I
help.
mean, you gotta try and. It's not working.
Did you get the
They had
access
7
code?
minutes left when it was like a couple games, so I don't even know.
All right, we're back. Technical difficulties. We're trying to get Carrie's computer up
The
and running
clock's
for
facing the wall
XG.
and there's.
Yeah, I'm surprised because they didn't hook those back up when they redid it and we ordered it.
So they're still looking at this 6-5.
Monday night.
We're broadcasting live. So they're still talking about this 6-5 and how they're going to make that happen. Lynda's finding something amusing, and Akiko decides to make that play. So here we go.
She made her ace, like we all knew she would.
Oh, stick. You're tough. 6-1. So, yeah, she's going to leave that 6, and what do you do for a 1? Double 3s is blocked, so you just have 6-3 and 5-4 that way. So that makes sense. Although 8s, double 2s is blocked. Still leaves an extra shot, and there's a 6-1, so that is forced. So she just makes the play. Now, 2s and 6s. Now, does Lynda have a double here? She's got 2s, 8s, and 6s.
Hey Jackie, what's your access code for today?
So that's 17, 18, 19 shots.
4550?
19, 20 shots. Sorry, more than 20 shots, excuse me.
It might have something to do with your
17 and
you're working on your other ones, or you're working on your
8.
computer?
It's 25, 26, 27, 28
Will
numbers.
his work with his computer?
Hold on.
Yeah, they just work.
I don't for a second think they're passing, so do you think it's possibly ever too good? That's why I was counting numbers. I know they're driving.
I don't think so because
Because we might miss.
she may end up with a 4 and
Right.
I don't think it's too good. But
The score might make a little difference on it not being too good too.
Yeah.
Like, because it gets us. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Start a new game.
All right, now will Akiko's team take this double? What a pressure double. 28 numbers hit, only 8 numbers don't. She fakes taking and then she drops. Because look, it could be a gammon. You know, quite easily they hit that second checker. They talk to, they would try to talk her into taking it.
We're gonna get it to the IT guy.
They try to talk her into taking it, and she could not be bought. Akiko was too smart for that. So she did what she could, but that 6-1 really destroyed her game and created a situation where she was doubled and couldn't take it, even at this score. So it's 4 away, 8 away, which is an interesting score. Not as interesting as 4 away, 6 away, where backhanders can come into play. All right, USA team 3-1 following a 4-2. Who's got the better game? Well, Team Japan's up by 2 pips, arguably 6, 6-5, easy to play for Akiko. We got a pretty standard game here, 5-4. Now do you run or bring one in, bring one up, bring one down, bring one up? So she's forcing the issue, and 6-5 makes it easy for Akiko. She's just going to run and play a standard running game. She has some gammon chances. Oh, but white rolled a 4. Is in the game. You know, there's some debate.
I don't think we do this turn, but I'm not 100%. It's 10 pips, in case you're wondering.
Oh, so he did the count.
We're down 10 pips.
Down 10
after the roll.
After the roll.
I would just come down. No.
So
6-5.
4-1. So what?
No, not 6-5.
That's another play. This is just easier to make the 5 prime.
I don't care.
Either way.
Whatever.
So what Stick's point here is it's not right to make the 5 point.
Too much. Not worth arguing over for our time.
And for good reason, because the 6 pretty much is forced. So you just leave it there, and now you got a shot where you didn't have one before. So kudos to Stick for that. Now you can make the 4 point. Makes sense. What else can you do? Your game plan is to get a shot and have a nice board.
Yeah. I'm good at that.
So Stick likes it. He's one of the top players in the world. His analysis is so sharp. Absolute pleasure.
There she is.
Oh my gosh, Akiko makes the 1 point. There's the roll. She smiles. She says, I know, it's me. You know, it's great.
Genius.
So funny. And Team USA stays out, and now there's some real gammon possibilities here. This is dangerous. Wow, this really is interesting.
It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah. But it's like, a little bit like double 5s. And from that standpoint, because the blood is on the 5 point, it's dangerous. I think it's a take. But it might be a pass at this score.
Yeah.
It might be a pass at this score.
We're down 19 pips. Score is pretty awful.
But we have a strong board.
We do.
Petko likes
I
the
mean,
board. Stick is arguing against it.
He hasn't broken initial yet.
Right.
In a way, it's a free drop because
So are they going to hit loose?
Yes.
Don't tell.
I think they're going to. Just because it plays so ugly otherwise. That's the only reason. Like what are they going to do with the 6-2? That's all they can do with it, what are they going to do with a 5-1? That's all they can do with it, so they're going to hit loose.
what are they going to do with the double 4s? What are they going to do with the double 1s, double 3s? So Petko's okay with dropping.
I know, it could be.
Well, not quite okay with dropping. Stick wants to drop. Petko wants to take.
They don't have a good structure. They have all this back there. You're afraid?
I can get and take it with you if you want. I'm not like wanting to drop. You were just asking if I could ever.
I think with this 6-5-4 mate, I mean it's. What do you mean? I doubt this is.
Okay.
So Petko has talked Stick into taking this cube. And there it is. It's a hit. There's a 3, and you come down with a 4, and Akiko is ready to rock and roll. And look, this is really dangerous for White. White has to roll a 5, and White rolls a 5. This is really just a game changer. Lynda, Team USA, made a critical roll to come in. And this 1-5 cannot make the double hit. Team USA is good numbers to come in and hit. 2-6. No, it certainly makes a 4-point prime. And great take by Team USA. 3-2. Ooh. How do you do that? I mean, you'd like to come up to the edge of the prime and hit to gain a tempo. Yeah. You're ahead in the race, though. You could also play 8-4. Wait, what do you have? A 3-2, 9-4. So, but then how do you get that checker out of there? You know, when White rolls a 5, that's your concern. So it's like you don't want White to roll a 5. So maybe you duplicate the 5s by hitting. And that's the other play. So you come up to the edge of the prime if he rolls 5, but now you're subject to 5s and 3s. So that's what Akiko does. So that seems like every confidence that was the right play. And there's a 5-1. So Team USA is going to hit.
I want to at least consider it. Especially with it, 1-4 and 2-4. I guess you're not. I mean, leave shots in.
We'll try to find another solution later.
Yeah,
Kerry Gordy's back joining us. We've got a 1 to play. And so they play the diversified numbers that fill the blot if Team Japan doesn't hit. And Team Japan doesn't hit with a 2-5. They cannot hit another checker. It's an obvious play for Akiko. Plays it very quickly. Lynda comes in with double fours. Oh, that is going to be able to, she could hit and recover one of them. 1, 2.
And then just come out.
They could also 3 and come out. So that's enough. Wow. They played that pretty quick. They don't want to break the midpoint, though.
Right.
And they're staying out. So are they too good?
They probably are.
Well, they have the cube.
Yeah, they have to be too good.
So
lots of cannons here.
This is really very exciting. This could be the game. They're 4 away. They're playing for the match. They are playing for the match. Why not? They don't want to turn the cube now.
Double 2s.
Double 2s. Very interesting. Well, they could slot. They could slot the bar.
Right.
So there's 2, and then bring 2 down.
Yep.
And why give double 1s in addition to 1-6?
They don't have to.
They're gonna do it.
They're going to.
I mean, we can make it. Can we go back to the beginning? Guy on the mid and is this? We have a guy here.
If that's not a
1-6, 1-1, 1-4. Like they all hit. Like when we just had, I'm just looking. I mean, this is 1 for sure. This is 2 for sure. Those are forced. Now I got 2 more to play. All right.
Great.
All right, I agree with that.
Yes.
Just wasted some clock time, that's all. Yep.
Okay,
so they're going to leave the
1-6, double 1s, and 1-4 would hit. Double 1s is a killer. And they stay out.
That's the only thing, But there you go.
4-2.
He's got to roll an odd number one of these days.
Okay,
it's a problem.
That's true. Double 4s.
Double 4s. Even double 6 is not great.
Yeah,
All right, he got
1-6.
out. He got out. And now 1-4 is the only number. 1-4 is the only number that's going to save him. Can he roll it? Oh, he rolled a
1-5.
1-5. So close. Akiko could not roll the magic. She stuck behind a 6-point prize.
6-1. Gonna
So-
come around.
Wanna kill?
No, but do we have to leave there?
You don't have to
I mean,
leave
They
there.
don't have to. Yeah.
I know this goes to a bad spot.
I think
Yeah. So he rolled double 4s.
we're giving them a chance to
Get off the
save
gammon.
gammon that way. If
Yeah.
they're all four,
They can. They want to close it out
with
quickly
this,
for the
with this
gammon.
play, we are favored to people.
Okay. Good. Yeah, we're just giving them gammons this, like saving gammons also this way because they just get to play out for the big one. They don't need it. But I mean, they waste there a lot.
It's so interesting. Love hearing these great players talk and hear their analysis of the game. We learn so much from just listening to their analysis.
Yep.
And of course, White, Team USA wants to hit because there's no danger in getting hit back. There's
Right.
a hole. There's, in fact, they'd love to get hit back.
If you roll the dice and they land on top of the checker and
Keep
they're
going.
flat, you play that number.
It's ugly, but you know,
It is, yeah.
there's
Still safe.
it's still pretty safe.
2-3
3-2,
works.
yeah. There you go.
Okay, now double 6s, double 5s.
They have some gammon chance here. It's not big, but they, you know, 12% or something.
Oh, I think it's a lot more than 12%. I think.
Oh, he's got six
Yeah.
crossovers after
Yeah,
that.
they have big
That's right.
gammon chances, I think.
4-1, nice. Well, that's just got a lot bigger.
That helped. 6-4, taking another off.
Wow, that's great. If he stays
Yeah.
out, now it's probably
This
up
is
to
a big
40.
roll.
Yeah.
No
Stay down.
stakes, Yeah.
Now
It's not
it's
looking
like
good.
You know, they've
6-1.
No, that's not looking good. They're hoping he actually comes in.
Right.
And they do. Akiko comes in with a 5-2. And she always will bring a checker to a 6-point. That's the key. But now we're on the race. We have,
Looks close.
she needs 5 rolls. It's 5 rolls against 5 rolls. So
6 ones, 2 crossovers.
it doesn't really matter. She closes 6
Yeah.
out of the back. But that seems right because it's an opportunity to get a checker on the 6-point. So there's no wastage anywhere that way. 6-4 there. So it's 4 rolls.
Wow.
And 6-3. So she's keeping it going.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
She's got 5 to
Double
go.
twos.
No! Oh,
Did that help?
Yeah,
Yeah, it did.
they're off in 2.
Yep, they're
Kiko's
off in
got to
2.
hustle
Oh, no.
now.
6-2
She
for
needs
Kiko.
doubles. She's not even
Okay.
thinking about it. It's like,
No.
yeah, okay, double 2s works.
Double 2s.
And that's everything else works.
Yep.
And 6-5, so can she roll
Here
double
it
2s better?
is.
This
Oh
could
my
be the match.
goodness.
The match could be over. This could be it. Akiko rolls and she rolls
It's
a 5-3.
over.
And Team USA has
Wow.
defeated Japan in the finals with a rousing gammon in the last game of this match.
The most important element of the victory.
As we see the players shake hands and congratulate each other. Huge battle.
I know we're heavy.
Great players. Great sports. Really just an honor to be able to broadcast that. Carrie Horty, thank you for joining
Yes,
me
thank you for
this
having me.
Voice of Backgammon broadcast. This is Larry Schiller with Voice of Backgammon broadcasting live from Chicago, Rosemont, Illinois, the Holiday Inn Suites. Join us later on today. We'll be having additional matches coming from the Chicago Open with the Open starting tomorrow. We'll have doubles tonight and other events as well. This is really a fun-packed event. I want to thank Gammon Stuff, John Perner, for donating the FTH board that we use for these broadcasts that the players absolutely love. Join us on Voice of Backgammon, where you can subscribe.com, and also on Twitch TV and our YouTube channel. We look forward to seeing you all later. Again, Larry Schiller, Voice of Backgammon, signing off. Thanks for joining.